And I remember these notes with my mom that we found, and I wrote to her, "Mommy, I don't want to die. Mommy, I don't want a hole in my throat. Mommy, I'm scared." Hi, my name is Ellie Collins. I was born February 11th, 1999 in the Morristown Hospital. I've lived in Madison, New Jersey my entire life. When I was growing up, what I loved to do the most was play soccer. I played competitively until about 8th grade. It was like one of my favorite things to do. I've also always really loved animals. Like if I see a dog on the street, I stop and I pet it. I have 3 dogs at home. One of them we just got a couple of weeks ago. And my dad found a bird on the street today and he took it home. So now I have a bird. When I was in 8th grade, it was January of 8th grade, I started developing these kind of random symptoms. I was getting sinus infections frequently that would typically in the beginning go away with antibiotics, so it wasn't really cause for concern. Monday, August 5th, I went back to the pediatrician and he listens to my lungs and he says, "I think she might have pneumonia. I'm gonna send her to the emergency room." I kind of knew at this point, I was like, I don't think pneumonia is supposed to feel like this. A couple doctors came in at like 5 o'clock that morning or something and said, "We have to bring her to the ICU, the intensive care unit." But I knew that kids going into the ICU is not a good sign. I knew that something was wrong. At this point, I didn't care if I lived or died because I was in so much pain and I was like, had just kind of like given up. And then that same morning, my dad was talking to the doctor and I coughed and a nurse said, we've got blood. That was when the doctor said to my dad, "We're gonna have to intubate her." I don't remember this that well, but I know that a nurse held my hand and said, "You're just gonna go on a little vacation. You'll be back soon. You'll see us soon." And then I was intubated for 15 days. They found out once they put me under that I have Wegener's granulomatosis with polyangiitis, which is a very, very, very rare autoimmune disease. The doctors at the time were telling me that about 1 in a million people have it. There's no known reason for why someone has Wegener's, whether or not they were born with it, whether or not it suddenly comes about. There's no known cause for it. It's not genetic and there is no cure. And after 15 days of being intubated, they woke me up, they extubated me. I was in the ICU overall 27 days. When I woke up, I had a lot of problems still, you know, like it was far from over. At this point, I didn't have any like muscle, like no muscle at all, no strength. I couldn't pick up my phone. I couldn't lift my head off of a pillow. I kept going with the physical therapy and the occupational therapy. And it was also time for me to sort of grasp what was going on with me and kind of understanding that I had a chronic illness and how this was going to impact my life. It's been a little over 5 years since I was diagnosed, and it's obviously been a struggle for me every day, and it's something I'm always going to have to deal with. But now I'm in school. I'm a nursing major. I would have never thought to be a nurse if I hadn't been in the hospital, but being there, I mean, some of the nurses were like the reasons that I was able to get through the days. Although I can't be totally sure about what's going to happen in the future for me with my disease, whether or not I'll have another flare-up or if I get sick again, I'm focusing on what I can control, and what I can control is working my hardest to hopefully become an amazing nurse, because nothing means more to me at this point than being able to provide that kind of help and support to little kids who are in the situations that I was in. So although I'm scared, I am really excited for what my future can hold, because nursing has been my dream for 5 years now, and I am really excited to make it a reality.